So far, every problem we've done has involved doing the power rule multiple times. This example number 6 involves the derivative with a chain rule, or in other terms, the general power rule. So again, it's asking for the second derivative. So let's begin by writing y prime or dy over dx. So this is the first derivative. And again, this is going to be a general power rule because I have multiple things in the base all sharing the same exponent 3. So the 3 comes down, and then we subtract 1 from the exponent, so it becomes power 2. Then we multiply by the derivative of the inside. The derivative of the 3x squared minus 1 will turn out to be 6x on the side. And the derivative of 1 is going to be 0, so it doesn't matter. We could just leave it as 6x. Now, let's clean this up a little bit. 6x times 3 is really, in reality, 18x, and then we have the 3x squared minus 1 all to the power of 2. So technically, that is the answer for the first derivative. But remember, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the second derivative, the y double prime, or in other terms, the d2y divided by dx2. That's the symbol for the second derivative. Now, unfortunately, for this problem, between the 18x and the 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 2, there's a product. And this product involves something with x before and something with x's after. So this needs a product rule. So unfortunately, that means we have to do first second and first prime and second prime. Well, whatever, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and set it up as we always do with the product rule. So who is my first? My first function is going to be just simply 18x. My second function is going to be the parentheses 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 2. Now the derivative of 18x is going to be simple, just 18, whereas the derivative of 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 2, that's going to involve another general power rule or chain rule, whatever you want to call it. So bring the 2 down, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside. And keep in mind the derivative of 3x squared minus 1 is just simply 6x. So unfortunately, that means the second derivative is going to be a little bit complicated, so that's what we have to do. Well, multiply the corners and don't forget to add in the middle. So we start by multiplying the 18 with the 3x squared minus 1 all to the power of 2. That's because we're supposed to multiply the 18 corner with the opposite corner, the 3x squared minus 1 all to the power of 2. Then we put a plus sign because of the product rule, and then we multiply the opposite corners again. So the 2, the 3x squared minus 1 times the 6x, that's the corner on here on this side, and I have to multiply it by the opposite corner, which is the last 18x corner. So technically that is the derivative, and since they didn't say the word simplify, I can stop right here and just call it a day and move on with my life. However, this is a really ugly answer, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time just simplifying the expression next. So by simplifying, I mean rewriting it, make it look pretty. So simplify. So the d2y dx2, the second derivative, can be simplified as follows. I can think of this as being one box and this as being a second separate box, and I can look at what's repeating in both boxes. So I can see that for sure there's an 18 repeating in both boxes, and I can for sure see that there's a 3x squared minus 1 repeating. Actually, it's repeating once here and twice there, so I can take only 1 away. All right, so I'm going to factor that, and that's called the GCF basically. So this is the GCF. In other terms, this is the common factor that's repeating in both of the boxes. So if I take that common factor, what's left in the first box? Well, just 3x squared minus 1 to the power of 1. There were 2 already. I took 1 away, and I took the 18 away. Then there's the plus sign, and I took the 18 away, and I took the parentheses away. So what's left is the 2, the 6x, and the other final x. Those are the things that remain inside the boxes. So at this point, we can just combine the terms in the second parentheses or the second bracket, whatever, and turn it into something a little bit simpler. So we have 3x squared already there. We have negative 1. 2 times 6 times xx is going to be 12x squared. And 3 plus 12 is going to be just simply 15x squared. So the second derivative, the d2y over dx2, is going to be 18 times the 3x squared minus 1 times the 15x squared minus 1. And that is the answer simplified. So that's all.